Purpose of Form I-131. A few non-citizens may apply for different travel documents using Form I-131, Application for Travel Document. Depending on the non-citizen immigration status in the country, the application may be used for various purposes. The following travel papers are available for request from U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, throughout the application process. Entrance Permit. A re-entry permit request may be made by permanent residents. When returning from overseas while the permit is still valid, a legal permanent resident or conditional permanent resident may use this travel document to seek for entry to the United States. Permanent residents often utilize this document if a journey outside the country will be more than a year but less than 2 years. Refugee Travel Authorization. A request for a refugee travel document may be made by certain asylees and refugees, or by permanent residents who acquired such status as a refugee or asylee. People who need travel documents but do not have a passport from their native country are given this document by USCIS. It functions similarly to a passport. Document for Advance Parole Travel. Some non-citizens are eligible to apply for advance parole. Without a visa but with other legal authorization to enter the country physically for a specified reason, USCIS may parole such people. Even after being granted parole, a person is still considered to be an applicant for admission to the United States. Human Rights Parole. If there is an urgent humanitarian need or a significant public benefit to permitting the individual to temporarily enter the United States, some non-citizens may submit a request for humanitarian parole. Humanitarian parole applications may be submitted by anybody. The United for Ukraine initiative and Process for Venezuelans are now using this request. How can I complete the I-131? You may prepare the application fast and precisely with the aid of Visa Prime and its simple interface. Our online service makes it simple by offering step-by-step I-131 instructions. We even promise that USCIS will accept your application or your money back. You may get instructions from USCIS or use this summary of instructions if you'd rather fill out the form I-131 PDF. General Direction. Answers should only be typed or printed in black ink. If your response is not applicable or none if it is none, then the question does not apply to you. Documents in another language must be submitted with a verified full-text translation in English. Send in your application together with the USCIS filing fee, if applicable. Use Form G-1450 to pay by credit card or a personal check, money order, cashier's check, or cash. All supporting papers should be sent as photocopies unless an original is explicitly needed. Part 1. Answer the standard inquiries about name, residence, and birth under Information about you. Clearly state how you entered the country or what status you now have that qualifies you for a travel document. 2, 3, and 4 parts. Choose the sort of travel document you are asking under Application Sort. Based on your immigration status, your options are severely constrained. In exceptional circumstances, such as humanitarian parole, you may provide personal information here. Provide details about your upcoming trip, removal proceedings, and past travel documentation in the processing information field. An explanation of the disposition of the previously issued travel document is provided. If you are facing deportation or have spent any time in an illegal presence, consult an immigration lawyer before leaving the country. If you want a re-entry permit or refugee travel document sent overseas rather than to your U.S. address, you may submit address information when seeking one. Give details about the trip's objectives and the nations you want to visit under Information about your proposed travel. For permanent residents getting a re-entry permit for transitory travel, there are often no limitations. However, those with asylum or refugee status should avoid returning to the nation where they allege they were persecuted. Consult a lawyer beforehand. Similar restrictions apply to certain candidates for advance parole, such as DACA, who may only travel for certain events. 5, 6, and 7. Only fill out the part under if applying for a re-entry permit if you are asking for one. The duration of your new travel document may be impacted by previous travel outside of the U.S. If you ever thought of yourself as a non-resident while holding a green card, go to a lawyer. Fill out the form for if applying for a refugee travel document only if you are seeking a refugee travel document. Once again, anybody seeking asylum or seeking to leave a nation where they claim to have been persecuted should not do so. If you must visit that nation, consult with an immigration lawyer beforehand. Only fill out the if applying for advance parole part if you're asking for an advance parole travel document. Please specify if the document is good for single usage or numerous travels. Again, under some conditions, you may provide information about a DHS office or an American embassy abroad if the recipient of the paper is located abroad. Sections 8 and 9. Sign your application in black ink on the applicant's statement section. It's amazing how often I-131 denials are the consequence of applicants making mistakes with their signatures. Give USCIS an email address and 2 U.S. phone numbers where they may contact you. USCIS will email applicants more often than they will call. If relevant, please submit information for the preparer. If you filled out your Form I-131, you simply need to sign as the applicant. If you had someone else prepare your application, be sure Part 9 is correctly completed and signed. The instructions for Form I-131 are summarized below. Downloading the USCIS guidelines or using our service to prepare the application are both strongly advised. Visa Prime offers filing guidelines that are tailored to your circumstances. You'll get comprehensive I-131 instructions that outline the supporting papers you must send, how to arrange them, and where to ship them. Who requires the I-131 form? Depending on the kind of travel document, you may be able to submit Form I-131. Each travel document must meet certain requirements. Immigration status sometimes may have an impact on filing obligations. Immigration lawyers developed the internet service known as Visa Prime Travel Document Package. It's an inexpensive technique to ensure eligibility and properly complete the application. Entrance permit. Permanent residents should often apply for a re-entry permit if they plan to leave the country for a year or longer. Usually, a green card is all that is required to enter the country again after a trip of less than a year. However, if you are gone for a year or longer, it is assumed that you have abandoned your permanent home. A re-entry permit lessens the impact of this issue. Re-entry permits do not excuse you from following any immigration regulations, with the exception of the need to apply for a returning resident visa overseas. In other words, it's still crucial that you haven't done anything to give the impression that you've given up on getting your green card. Refugee travel authorization. To return to the United States after a brief trip overseas, those with asylum or refugee status often need a refugee travel document. A refugee or asylee may often travel without a passport by using a refugee travel document. Many people don't have a passport from their native nation, therefore this is useful. The refugee travel document really resembles a U.S. passport in appearance. A refugee travel document, which may be used in lieu of a passport, may also be required of permanent residents who earned their status as an asylee or refugee. Prior parole. The ability to apply for advance parole may be available to non-citizens who are already in the country, usually as they wait for a more permanent immigration status. If qualified, advance parole is required before departing on a brief trip outside of the country. Although there are other qualifying statuses, those who have a Form I-485 application for adjustment of status pending or who have temporary protected status utilize advance parole for short journeys. In general, if you leave the country without first getting advance parole, USCIS will consider your application for adjustment to that of a permanent residence to have been abandoned. Advance parole is printed immediately on the card, as seen in the illustration, when it is issued in conjunction with an employment authorization card. Can I file Form I-131 online? Form I-131 cannot currently be submitted to USCIS electronically, but you may prepare it using an online tool to ensure that it is completed properly. For this form, USCIS has not yet made online submission available. However, filing electronically doesn't guarantee rapid processing. Focus on providing a well-prepared application package if you want a rapid acceptance. The choice is between saving a few days with online filing and saving a few weeks with efficient processing. Additionally, USCIS is not your representative. They are not thinking about what's best for you. USCIS won't correct you if you provide information that jeopardizes your immigration prospects. Visa Prime is an inexpensive solution designed by immigration lawyers for those who want to ensure they are completing the application properly. Visa Prime is an inexpensive solution designed by immigration lawyers for those who want to ensure they are completing the application properly. The travel document package from Visa Prime will simplify the application process and notify you if there are any issues. Additionally, you'll get thorough filing instructions so you'll know precisely which supporting files to provide with your application.